Welcome everyone on la chaîne géopolitique. So today we will focus on the issues on the Eastern Mediterranean Sea. As you know, very important tensions are arising between Greece and Turkey. And I would like to decrypt all those issues who are probably not so well analyzed on mainstream media. And that's the role of our channel, or this channel, is to explain to the audience from a very neutral point of view the legal and geopolitical consequences, and also to decrypt how come we arrive from this situation. So in this video I will be a bit more I will tackle a bit more legal issues than usual, as it's important to understand first also the legal issues before tackling the geopolitical consequences of this escalation between Greece and Turkey. So what happened over the last days that we have reached such a situation where we are on the brink of war between both countries, which by the way are NATO members. So how two NATO members are so close to a war? Let's talk about this issue on this video. So everything let's now talk let's a bit come back, flashback. Let's move back in the past. Let's come back, let's say 3-4 years ago. At that time, some countries like Israel, Egypt started exploring gas reserves that they had along their coast. Greece also started exploring, and Cyprus is about to start exploring. And countries like Turkey, Lebanon, we could also say Syria, Gaza, do not exploit their resources along their coast. So you see, first we can underline, point out that there is also some, let's say, inequality, let's say like that. And how come there is such inequality? Why some, let's say, coastal countries of the Eastern Mediterranean Sea are not able to exploit, and how come there is such difference? So actually, it's important on that point. It's extremely important, essential to also to discuss about legal issues. And the first legal issue argument that we will raise is the UN Law Convention on the Sea, signed in 1982, in December 1982, in the Jamaican city of Montego Bay. And this convention provides the right for the signatories of this convention, the right to exploit resources which lie 200 nautical miles from their coast. So Greece, Cyprus are signatories of this convention. So it means, for example, that a country for a country like Greece, all the continental Greece, mainland Greece, and their islands, which have 1,000 of islands on the Aegean Sea, could have those exclusive economic zones, ZEE, for each of those Greek islands. And the problem is that some Greek islands, like Castellorizo, are so close to Turkey. Like, for example, Castellorizo, it lies 2 kilometers from the Turkish coast. So it means that the right to exploit of Turkey is denied based on this UN Convention law of the sea. And thanks to this island, Greece can exploit all the resources around this island. The same for Cyprus, which is signatory once again of this convention. So, and you have to also keep in mind that some countries like Turkey are not signatory of this convention, and Turkey applies totally different legal approach based on the continental shelf. Which means that the continental shelf that starts from the Turkish coast gives right to Turkey to exploit the resources on that continental shelf. And so you understand that there is overlapping rights between Greece, Cyprus, and Turkey, because we are talking about a very contiguous territory, and those rights overlaps between Turkey and Greece, between Turkey and Cyprus, and that's why parties have decided to, let's say, to avoid those overlapping claims, to resort bilateral agreements. So that's why, for example, Israel signed a bilateral agreement with Cyprus. Cyprus signed a bilateral agreement with all parties in the region, Israel, Greece, and Egypt more recently, while Turkey did not sign any bilateral agreement with those countries except with Libya, the Republic of Libya. It happened last November, very subtly, very unexpectedly. The Turkish authorities announced this maritime agreement between both countries. So it means nowadays that the Libyan continental shelf and the Turkish continental shelf overlaps the right of Crete, of the island of Crete. So for Greece, it has. That's why the Greek authorities outcried when they learned about this maritime agreement, because it, for their point of view, it denies the right of Greece to exploit all the resources that lie next to the Crete island. So the Greek authorities thought about how to retaliate to such agreement between Libya and Turkey. And this week, they ratified a maritime agreement that they signed just at the beginning of this month with Egypt. And this agreement between Egypt and Greece in itself also overlaps the rights of Turkey and Libya. So it denies basically the continental shelf of Libya and Turkey. And that's why we reach such a situation this week, because Turkey was willing to negotiate, but Greece preferred to use actually its alliances in the region, which are very strong, we have to say, with Egypt, with Israel, with Cyprus, and believe much more in this agreement, this legal tool, than negotiating with Turkey. So based on that new development, the maritime agreement between Greece and Egypt, the Turkish authorities decided to lead a seismic research with a boat called Oruk Reis, which is now trying to explore an offshore well next to Cyprus. And this exploration has been not only condemned by Greece, but has pushed Greece to escalate, to try to prevent Turkey from exploring. So that's why Greece has sent some military ships to the next to this boat, and Turkey did the same, sent also military ships, and we were very close to a war actually a couple of days ago, because there was an incident. Technically speaking, it could have led to a war, because there was a collision between one of those military Turkish and Greek military ships, but both parties preferred at this stage to avoid a war, and that's why things stand as they were. And so far, that's why the situation is very tense, but a war has been averted. But how it will be now over the next days, is a war will be averted or not? That's very complicated to answer, because it seems that at this stage, as we see, all the legal tools have been used, except to the possibility to use international arbitration court to rule over those overlapping claims. So, however, it seems that even though the Turkish authorities are willing to do it, Greece authorities are much less willing to do it, due to the fact that actually Turkey is much more isolated in the region than Greece. Greece can rely on the support of some EU, European Union members like France and Italy, which have sent some also a military boat in the region, and also are leading this week a military drill, a military exercise exactly where this Turkish boat called the Oruk Race is lying. That's why Turkey has reacted to this military drill to inform France, Italy, and other EU members that it will also lead a military drill in the region on 1st of September for 1 week. So it shows us that how high are tension in the region, how close we are to a war, because during those military drill an incident can happen, and how one of the other party will react, we don't know. And we see that all diplomatic channels right now are totally stuck. This week, the foreign minister of Germany, Heiko Maas, was in Athens and in Ankara to try to de-escalate the tension, but this mission has failed. As we see right now how is the situation, due to the fact probably that Germany is a member of this European Union, and as Greece is member, it's difficult to lead, let's say, a honest, negotiation between both parties. Probably a much more, let's say, neutral party in this region, like the US, could lead a negotiation, and that's why President Trump has called its counterpart, President Erdogan, and the Greek Prime Minister Mitsotakis. But the ratification by the Greek Parliament of the maritime deal with Egypt has not been able, let's say, to calm the Turkish anger after this ratification of the maritime deal. So right now, we don't know which party could bring calm peace in the region. Maybe Russia. It's a more question mark than an assertion. But let's see how things are evolving. But we can be, as Heiko Maas said this week, we can be extremely worried. He said this week, I just quote German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas, there is no illusion. The situation is critical. That the words during the press conference with Foreign Minister Çavuşoğlu from Turkey. So let's see how things are evolving, how optimistic or pessimistic we can be. But as I said, right now it seems that from a legal point of view, all tools have been used, and that the party are not willing at this stage to negotiate. So let's see whether a war could be a solution for one of the party to solve the issues.